Well, let me put it this way. We started every morning stretching together, and then I would spot him, and later on he would like me to rub Tiger Balm on his muscles.
Stuff got really tight.
You said I was the only one, Kallen.
Liam, you helped me as well.
Yeah, to be completely serious, my one advice to Kallen was, because he already looks so awesome, I said, let's not create a stereotype of Hercules who is just a guy with giant muscles and carries big rocks. Let's create a real character, and I said, get cut, look great, but I don't want you to be giant. Who likes that?
And did you agree, Kallen? Was that sort of your philosophy too?
Well, so yeah, that was another Hercules, and already that guy has a lot of muscles. So I'd rather make my guy a little more real and you know, a little more slimmer.
So let's get a little serious for a second, Rennie. So why did you want to make this movie?
Well, I want to preface that by saying, well, first I'm going to ask you a question. How awesome is it to be at Comic-Con? My point exactly. This is my first Comic-Con, and I came here yesterday, and I walked through the halls, and I saw the banners, and the posters, and the stands, and the props, and the costumes, and the fans, and I was like, oh my God, this took like me right back to where I started from, and gave me back that feeling of inspiration and excitement about creating illusions and stories and creating dreams. And I think it's so exciting to be here. And I think this is the sort of the perfect movie to be talking about here, because it really, I think for all of us, it's kind of a childhood dream. I personally grew up loving Greek mythology and movies like Ben-Hur and the original Spartacus, and then of course, I think every director has kind of like two dreams. One is to make a Western one day, and one is to do a historical epic. And this is my dream come true. It's a huge canvas, huge historical story with a love story in it. So it's kind of like everything I loved as a kid, as I was growing up and watching movies, and what I still love when I get to go to the movies, to be sort of taken into a foreign land, a new world, and put into a situation, a story that is fantastical and exciting and beautiful.
We were taken to a new world called Bulgaria to film this, which was very exciting. You wish you're still there, right?
Yeah.
That's a crazy place. If you've been to Eastern Europe, anything goes. It's amazing.
So Kallen, this is your first real leading man role, right?
To this caliber, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's it like for that to be Hercules?
For me, it's like Rennie said, you have dream projects. And for me growing up, you know, I was born in the Midwest. You play a lot of pretend. Yes, Midwest, North Dakota. And Hercules was always that hero to me. I think he is the first iconic hero, and the story is told over and over again. And for me, meeting Rennie, seeing his vision, seeing where he wanted to take this story, I was just so excited for the opportunity and to get to work. And again, it's every boy's dream to ride horses and fight Spartacus with swords, and you know, it was an honor to have Liam. And then Gaia has him. She's a good love interest, that's for sure. So it's very much a blessing to be a part of this movie and to be Hercules.
So Gaia, where did Rennie find you? Can you talk about that a little bit?
He actually went all the way to Europe to look for actors, and found me in London. Yeah.
Do you want to tell the story? Want me to tell the story?
I can tell.
I tell the story, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So what happened was...
Because this is like really like one of those one in a million stories.
It's a crazy story. I was...
And preface it quickly, that I had, at that point we had auditioned hundreds of young actresses from all around the world, in America, Australia, all through Europe, everywhere, and we were desperate.
So what happened is...
So you're the last case, right there.
Oh, whatever. We need to find
We said, like, what about that girl who brought the pizza yesterday?
I was helping a friend taping for Hercules, and So I was running the lines. It was for one of the male parts, and I was running the lines, and he was like, "Well, actually, you could audition for the princess." I was like, "Well, I don't have an agent in London. You know, it's impossible for me to even be considered for this part." A few days later, my French agent goes like, "I have an English casting for you. Would you like to do it?" And she goes, "It's Hercules." "Oh, no way! I trained for it because I run the lines with my friends, and this is how I got chosen."
Yeah, and it's really one of those miracles because she didn't have an agent in America or in London. She was living in France, only had a French agent. Has a lot of theater work, but you know, no big movie work at all. She's a complete newcomer, but that's exactly what we were looking for. And I want to